Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Tuesday, May 10th, 2016, around 4:10 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. Sunny day out. Highs around 70 right now in Billerica, Massachusetts, but on the coast, Boston, and the Cape, and the North Shore, a sea breeze, so it's in the 60s, but you can't complain. More nice weather this week, could be in the upper 70s, but no 80s in sight or no 90s, but it's coming sooner or later. Some news to report. The Boston Celtics have announced they're moving their practice and training facility from Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts, to a new complex in Austin, Brighton, overlooking Massachusetts Turnpike near the Bruins' new training facility. This is supposed to happen in a couple of years. Good move, because many of the Celtics players live in the immediate Boston area, and they don't want to travel to Waltham. And it's official, no surprise. Warriors guard Stephen Curry has won the NBA's Most Valuable Player for the second straight year. He's the first NBA player to win it unanimously, all 131 votes. Kawhi Leonard of the San Antonio Spurs finished second, and LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers finished third. And the NHL is going to be playing an exhibition game in Quebec City with the Montreal Canadiens versus the Boston Bruins next season. And the word coming out of the NHL, there's been rumors going around that Quebec City will not be getting an expansion team until the Canadian dollar is up to par to the US dollar. The expansion team's most likely going to go to Las Vegas. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the ESPN debate show His and Hers. His and Hers is at noontime weekdays on ESPN2, hosted by Michael Smith and Jermaine Hill, and it's been around for the past 4.5 years. Originally, His and Hers was a show called Numbers Never Lie, and it debuted in September 2011 with Clarissa Thompson as host, and some of the regular panelists include Michael Smith and Hugh Douglas and Jalen Rhodes. And Numbers Never Lie was basically an analytics show, a statistics show, mainly to do with fantasy sports and other sabermetrics. And it was a decent show, but it wasn't a show that ESPN really enjoyed at all. They weren't getting too many good ratings, and eventually it turned into a basic debate show. Clarissa Thompson left Numbers Never Lie in June 2012 to become the new host of Sports Nation when Michelle Beadle left Sports Nation and ESPN for NBC. And Michael Smith took over as host, and basically the analytics stuff and the fantasy stuff got replaced by basically hot sports items of the day. And Michael Smith was joined by a rotating cast of guest hosts. Jalen Rose and Hugh Douglas stayed on, plus they had other guest hosts. And eventually it moved to ESPN2. In 2013, Jermaine Hill was named co-host of Numbers Never Lie, and eventually they phased out Jalen Rose and Hugh Douglas as the guest host, or the guest people on there, and it basically just became like a sports debate show. And Jermaine Hill and Michael Smith had a podcast on ESPN .com called His and Hers was basically the same format on the podcast with like subjects and debating. In November of 2014, His and Her, Numbers Never Lie was rebranded as His and Hers, and it's one of ESPN's two most popular shows. You get like a sports, debate subjects from Michael Smith's point of view and Jermaine Hill's point of view. Like the he and she versions of a sports story, and it's pretty awesome. There's some great debates on stuff. Michael Smith and Jermaine Hill have great chemistry together, and it's one of ESPN's most popular shows, and I love enjoying it. A lot of it's focused mainly too much on the NBA and the NFL. There's some subjects like college sports and Major League Baseball and other stuff, but they focus too much on the NBA and NFL. But that's probably the two major sports in America that ESPN really covers, as well as Major League Baseball. Once in a while they might have a guest here and there, but no regular guest there. It's just special guest. And that's about it on His and Hers. And that's about it for this video blog right now. The third and final video blog of the night's coming up, and it will be about Bruins head coach Claude Julien. Hope you like these shades. This weekend, I'm going to be starting to do, instead of the top 100 list or the top 50 list or the top 10 list, I'm going to start reviewing each and every Starcade Supercard that NWA and WCW produced. So that's usually going to be the first video blog of the day, because the top 10 and 50 and 100 lists are going on a spring break. And they'll be back next month, and the next month will be the top 50 greatest professional wrestlers, women professional wrestlers of all time. It's going to be real good. Who's going to be number one? I'm not saying, but you'll get the idea who it's going to be. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Butter guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO rocks and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hatt's also stunning. She's the best. Amy Swensley's so awesome. Julie Donaldson of Comcast Sports in Mid-Atlantic rocks, and she's my TV sports crush. Linda Church is such stunning. And in the words of Gorilla Monsoon, WWE Hall of Famer, will you be serious? And I just took off my sunglasses at what Gorilla Monsoon did when he did with his eyeglasses in the gorilla position. That meant it was time for the match to end to go home. See you later.